going to talk about why it's so important for us to do the other part of what we're doing, which is making sure people not just register to vote, know how to vote, maybe give them a calling card of a list. So look it up on your phone, teach them how to Google it with their mouth. Some people can't spell, can't type. Really helping them voice their concern to the community. There you go, Mr. Greg.
Thank you so very much. How's everybody doing?
Well, I started out okay.
Yeah, now you started out okay? Well, if you had that food, you definitely doing okay. No meat? Well, I think, do they have this in their package? Do they have this in their package?
You probably do.
Okay.
You should have that. You pass out the card.
Oh, you do have it? Okay. One of the things that she's been talking about over and over again is that you guys' ability to understand is that as blacks in the state of Georgia, we make less than 2% of state contracts. And that's with the DOT. That's not with any other services. The state of Georgia provides contracts for all kinds of services that we don't even have access to. So one of the things that we've been working on, our group has been working on for a year and a half, a group of ministers, community leaders, business people, we said, what can we do to move the state forward to make sure that blacks, not whites, minorities, females, all, but just blacks, can get 30% of the contracts guaranteed in the state of Georgia. We put 30% in, we ought to get what? 30% back out. So we are asking for that. So we got Representative Roger Bruce, who was working on a bill, to work on a bill, to introduce a bill, to help us move the can further down the road. So that's House Bill 21. We call this economic justice, and on the 21st we're going to be down at, on the 15th we'll be down at the Capitol with 10,000 ministers, community people and everything, and we're going to be advocating and letting our voices be heard that we want that 30%. A closed mouth cannot be what? Fed. A closed mouth cannot be what? Fed. All right, so you guys have the ability to talk to so many people about things that affect them every day. And our problem is, you can say anything else, but our problem is economic.
Right. Period.
It's period. We have no access to any capital, right? Very little. So the reality of it is this bill will help move us further down the road. So then if black people get contracts, then black people go hire who? Other black people, right? So we're talking about employing more people, giving them the opportunity to the American dream, right? Well, what used to be the American dream. I don't know what kind of dream Donald Trump got now. I mean, it's got a messed up dream for us, I'm concerned, for America. Okay, so the other thing we're working on is minimum wage. The minimum wage in Georgia is $5.15 an hour. How many of y'all really knew that? The minimum wage in Georgia was $5.50 an hour. I mean, just think about it. Who in this room could live off of $5.50 an hour?
I want to see two.
I mean, I just want to see, raise your hand. How many of y'all right now taking care of your children and subsidizing their livelihood because of the kind of money they make? Raise your hand. If you subsidizing your children's income, raise your hand. I am, because I'm paying them to stay away from the house. I'm helping with the rent. I'm helping with the light bill. Somebody know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all right there with me. You give it to them. Hey, I ain't got no money for you. But Dad, well, let me go on here and give you that. Can I come stay 3 months? 3 months in, it'll be in 3 years alone. So we're subsidizing our children's income because they're not making enough money to take care of themselves. Right? And so $7.25 don't get them that either.
No.
This is not enough money. So we're asking, and this is a movement across the country, and you've been hearing it, to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. These young people are not finna stop this movement. That movement ain't finna go nowhere. It's a national movement to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. We've been fortunate to get a lot of the cities. Fulton County has now moved its minimum wage up to $14.92 an hour. The city of Atlanta is working to move its up. Fab, and a little city like Fab, they moved theirs up to $14.91 an hour. I mean, there's a movement to move the minimum wage up across the country. So we're asking Georgia to move its minimum wage up to $15 an hour. Right. Now they may not do 15, but they got to do better than $5.15 an hour. They got to do better than $5.15 an hour. Can I get an amen? She didn't tell you I was a preacher too. I should get an amen.
That's all right, that's all right, that's all right.
All right. So, and the other issue is we worked very hard to defeat the governor's rip-off bill. That's why I call it the rip-off bill. He was going to take care of his friends by saying we had failing in school, right? So he's coming back around now to try to create something else legislatively with his Republican friends. And I'm just to be honest with you, I'm not a Republican or Democrat. I have my own party like me. I started the coffee party. And it ain't but 3 of us in it. But we got a new party called the coffee party. And anybody willing to join, there is no fee. There is no fee. But the reality of it is I don't see a difference between Democrat and Republican out there, billionaire and millionaire, because they vote their own interests. And they don't care who they hurt in the middle, okay? So, but this bill is about community school. How many of y'all went to a community school? They grew up at a community school. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Don't be scared. I did. I went to Yard, Carter, White High. All those schools were right there in my community.
I went to public school.
Yeah, well, it was in your community, right? That's what we call community school. It was in your community. I'm sorry. I may be on the head of it. Let me come to public school. What we call them.
You say community, so I'm thinking community college.
No, community. It was in our community. You could walk to school. You know, they didn't bus us. We walked to school. I mean, it was in our community. I mean, my high school was right across the street. My high school was right across the street from my house. I could cut class easy. But anyway, my elementary school about 7 blocks away, but we walked to school, laughed and played, all that stuff. So we all went to pretty much community school, right? So this concept of this bill is to establish community schools again, where we are, as a community, our school is our community, it's controlled by the community, it's controlled by the parents, like our parents controlled our school. Because when my mama walked up in the school, everybody in the school knew my mama was there. And I don't care if I was throwing spitballs that day when they said, Reverend Fan, your mama is in the building. I was an angel. I don't know, for some reason, I don't know how we did it, but they communicate. You would know it, man, before. I don't know how we did it. We didn't have beepers, cell phones, or nothing. But we got the word. Then we get the word. So, I mean, but that was when it was what? A community school. So we're talking about creating more community schools. Our schools are failing not because of anything, but what we talk about now, economics. If you draw the money out of the budget for the schools, it's going to fail. That's the bottom line. It's all about economics. So what my exercise is going to be very, very brief. And I'm going to ask this question. Now, I ain't trying to embarrass nobody. I'm not really. This is for educational person. Maurice knows me from Fulton County. I fight like hell for anything. I fight for the least, the less, the lost, and the left out. That's who I am. But the problem of it is that too many times for us as black folks, we don't know who our elected officials is. Right. And what we do is we give them the power that they don't deserve because they really work for us. Right. And they get up and make decisions for us, and they ain't even ask us about the decision they're making for us. Yeah. Okay. So when we find out they're trying to make a decision for us, what we decided to do. What's your name, brother? Rodney. What we decided to do, Rodney, was we gave them the black agenda. See, black folks don't ever give the agenda and tell people what we want. We take what they give us. But we came up, this is our agenda. This is what we want. We want economic justice.
So will we give this agenda to congressmen as well?
No. This is state people.
Right, congressmen.
State people. I'm going to educate you in a minute. See, you got your city council, you got your commissioners, and you got your state folks. Then you got your federal folks. They so far removed from us as crying and shame. But the people that affect our lives every day is your city council people, your commissioners, your school board people, and your state representatives. Which they down there, they knew that anyway, they're trying to give away proclamation pretty much. That's all they do. Yeah, so I mean, just as a form of government. And so, this is the education piece. Rodney, I ain't trying to embarrass you, Rodney.
No, that's fine.
Okay, but Rodney, where do you live?
Clayton County.
You live in Clayton County?
Yes.
Do you know who your state representative is?
No.
Do you know who your state senator is?
No.
Okay, so we're going to start with Rodney. Now, Rodney, you gonna do this yourself.
Okay.
Because this is gonna be a hand-on demonstration. Come on up, look, come on up, Rodney. I appreciate you, Rodney. Don't you get to sitting at the head of the class. That's about to do it. See right there, Rodney, can you see, look, follow Rodney there, Rodney, you see what it says, put your initial up there. You are ready to vote, right?
Yes.
Okay, put your initial up there. This is your first initial, that's all I need. Listen what, you put your first initial, all right, now put your last name. Now, what county you live in, it'll be a drop box.
Okay.
There you go. Your date of birth. Everybody close their eyes. Now, Rodney, you got to hit the drop box over there and do it. There you go, right there. There you go. Got to go up, hit your year. Your year. What, the month first? Your month first.
I'm already there.
You're in January?
Oh, you got a birthday coming up.
Okay. All right, then the date.
And then
Oh, your year. Change, go back and change your year.
Just change it.
Yeah. There you go. All right, then hit submit.
All right, here comes the embarrassment.
Okay. Okay. Now, it's not showing him as being registered.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So now this is what will happen here. Sometimes it'll say, well, you ain't registered because if you ain't voted in so many elections, it'll show you it's not been a non-registered voter. Back up, right? Back up. Okay. Let's try it one more time. Let's try it one more time. You don't have to type it in. You already got your name. It'll come. There you go. Let's see if it's the birthday. Let's go back. We're in the right county.
Sometimes I get information from Fulton County.
Okay.
Yeah, I have the same
Do you
issue. I
have
don't know. If I'm on Fulton or Clayton, I have the same issue with voting.
You got a voter registration card? Okay. You
Yeah.
got a lot because I see that.
I keep this thing with me.
Okay, well that's what I'm talking about.
Yep, there it goes. It look like
Now this man right here is a man after my own heart. He's got his voter registration card, but he don't know his representative is, and he don't know his state senator is.
That's what we do.
I mean, but that's part of the course for a whole lot of folks. I mean, true.
You think it's in Fulton?
Let me see. Rodney Jones, it's got a College Park address. It says Riverdale Church. He's voting in Clayton County. He's in Clayton County. He's in Clayton. According to his he votes at the Riverdale Church on Fayetteville Road. So he's in Clayton County. His house district is 74. His school senate district is 34. Your card tells you all of that. But I'm gonna show you how to find that information. Go back and put your name and tell me my birthday now. Yeah. January. Just see if you can type it in, right? Just see if you can type it in. 224. Yeah. So bad. See, let me just say this. Some people think this ain't important, but this right here is very important because who you vote for represents you.
Yes.
Who you vote for, you have to tell them what you want. You have to tell them. The squeaky wheel getting old. And see down there that demon dome.
Some kind of problem.
And Saint, let me go back out. Let me go back out. Down there at the demon dome, let me tell you what I call the Capitol. I call the demon dome a lot of evil people down there doing bad things to good folk.
Yep.
So you have to, here you go, Rodney. You have to tell those demons what you want.
You have to.
You have to tell those demons what you want. Rodney, let me see if I can find mine. With your mind. Y'all please close your eyes. Y'all need to see my birthday. Listen, Maurice, you don't need to know that. You go back and tell everybody at the county how old I am.
What's that?
Fulton, let me get to it. Come on, Fulton, there you are. And my
Franklin, that's
birthday.
Franklin.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah, all right.
thank you, I'm sorry.
One more down, one more down.
Okay, come on, Franklin. I definitely ain't in Franklin. I definitely ain't in Franklin County. I'm a Grady baby. Okay. October. I'm stuck in James.
That's Miss Barb. Miss Barb, 1026. That's her birthday, Miss Barb.
I guess she wasn't born in 50.
48.
48.
Never let that good looks fool.
Oh, that's all right, that's all right, that's
Good
all
looks
right.
fool you.
No, I'm good with the 48. I married a 48. Okay. See that,
There you
it
go.
brought mine up. Yeah, Ms. Barber, what's his on?
Also, I learned from the last meeting that, Tomeka and I were at, there is a website called Empire, and it's empire.com. It's spelled a different way. It's spelled EMPOWRD. You go on that website, you can put in your address, and it will pull up all the elected officials, who your governor is. They'll pull up who your mayor is, who the city council is, who the state senate,
Right.
all of that.
Okay. Well, listen, let's go through that when we do this,
Yeah.
right quick. Because this site right here, you can register to vote on this site. You can request your absentee ballots on this site. You can do all that on this site, because this is the Secretary of State official site. So when you go to the front page, it'll ask you, and even you can ask for, like what Rodney had, you can ask them to send your voter registration card and it'll email it to you, to your email.
So when we out in those rural communities, we got digital. No more paper. Just register them to vote real quick. Give them the card. Show them how to vote.
So now on this right here, so because I won't take up a whole lot of time.
What's the website? It's
It's-
MVP.sos.
Right, it's my voter page. That's where you want to go to.
MVP.
Right,
.sos.
right.
.ga.gov. Is that the Secretary of State?
Right.
SOS dot.
And then you want to be on the Secretary of State website to do the voter registration and stuff, okay? And and it'll tell them, like over here, tell me what my polling place is. It tells me where I vote at. And down here, it tells me who are my representatives. Okay, let's say my representative, my representative, I already know mine, but my representative, and this is where you have to be very, very mindful at. It'll ask you your Georgia State Senator and your Georgia State House Representative. Now those are two different people. We talked about the bill. We talked about SB and HB. An SB bill is a bill that's introduced by your senator. An HB bill is a bill that's introduced by your what? Representative. So if it's an HB bill, then we need to be talking to our what? Representative. If it's an SB bill, we need to be talking to who what? Our senator. Okay. All right. So now I'm gonna go and I'm gonna pick up my state senator, which is Vincent Ford. I already know that. See, the list comes up, and all you have to do is scroll down to the number. This screen is.
Yep, you can see when they're meeting. And right now, I have been trying to go to the Senate House, Senate meetings for the labor and insurance.
Give me yours.
And they canceled.
What was yours?
Same time, it started the same time in the system. So for 40 days, I think that's what they're going to do, because then there's nothing happening for the legislature.
I'm gonna look for Rodney since he's got his card to find out here, so he'll know who he is before he leaves.
What's your district?
Well, give me your senator's number. Was it 34?
I think Gail ain't
34. Yeah, Valencia C.
Valencia's-
Valencia C. And when you
Yeah.
click on it, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna click on here. His state senator, Valencia C. is his state senator. Should come up with her page. There it is. That she is right there.
And she
Now,
be in the community.
look, and here's the number you can call her at her office. So if you want to call her and you need to call her, this is what you do. Is just like you said, well, Senator C, I need for you, I'm interested in House Bill 21. And I want you, I'm your constituent, and we live in your area, and we want you to support House Bill 21. And so that way, she'll be heard from one of her constituents. And she keep getting calls from her constituents at her home, at her business, at the Senate office. She's gonna be saying, hey, I'm getting calls about this, and I need to be more considerate about what my vote is gonna be, because these people will be voting for me in 2 more years, because they run every other year. So if they hear enough from you, then they're gonna do that. Now, this is a 31 is a representative bill, but you can still call her and tell her that it's coming up and ask for her influence on that. And please call these numbers. Look at these numbers and call these numbers. Call these when you get to your page and you find your page, find out who it is, and then make sure. And then when you're talking to your constituents, the people you have influence with, show them how to do it. Go through it like Tomeka said, and show them how you should talk to them. Okay? And they'll do it just because y'all asked them to do it. They may not believe in it, but they'll do it because y'all asked them to do it. I mean, that's just a fact. Now I'll go back on this thing.
You hit the Georgia Micro page if you want.
Which one?
Hit the tab right
Now I want to go back to where I was.
Oh, so, well.
No, I want to go back. It usually will be a little arrow that we can go back.
Look at, no, it just took you to another page.
Yeah, but I want to go back. Oh, it's on the stream. It's on the screen there. I can't see it up there. That's what I'm saying. Okay, there we go. Go back one more.
Well, one more is
Yeah, I'm
gone.
gonna go one more back. One more's gone?
Yep, you just have
Okay,
to
all
go from
right.
here.
All right. So now I've shown you how to do that. And it's easy as candy. See this right here down here said print my voter registration card down at the bottom? So you can print it for them. Because y'all may have printers out there, you can print it for them and give them to them. Then that's a service you provide. So I don't have them on. Oh, wait a minute. Give me, and you just send it to your email address and print it out, give it to them. And then they say, well, I don't know where I vote at. Then you say, oh, okay, I can go to look you up, find it, then find your polling place, then where you vote at. You're giving them, you're empowering them with information. And that's what she's talking about, providing them with information and more than just a service, because at the end of the day, it's about who you vote for and how they vote for you. Who you vote for and how they vote for you. Because John Eves, who's the commissioner of Fulton County, got to go. Because we're going to vote him out. And I'm certainly hoping that some of you guys will attend, and Tomeka talk to you more about it on the 15th. Because one of the things that they said to us over and over again repeatedly, we do not hear from the business community. Black folks don't call us. White folks call us. Black folks don't call us. They bitch and complain about what we do after we done did it, but they don't give us nothing to do, and then they don't call us about what we're doing. Okay? I mean, I know they brother that's saying it's true. It is true. And we know it's true. But we can change that, can't we?
Sure can.
We can change that, can't we?
As a collective, we don't call, but some of us do call, but that wouldn't count because we're not getting no action, so you know.
You know, when I call, you ask me already, when I call, do I get results?
Yes, sir.
Because I got people behind me.
Yeah. And as an
So-
agent, that's what you have.
That's what you have.
Yep, power.
When you call and you start building that up, they gonna listen to you.
Yeah.
You are collective because of who you got with you.
Yeah.
It's who you got with you. I mean, so it's the strength in it. What have you been telling them all day? It's a numbers game.
It's
They
numbers
look at
game,
the
boy.
numbers.
That's it.
Play them numbers right,
They
get
look at the
anything you want.
numbers.
That's it.
I mean, so I'm just saying is, I'm so and so, and I represent X number of folks.
Right.
And I guarantee you they're gonna listen to you.
Yeah.
And when you talk about business people, every politician who run for office, when they're in office, they're running for that next election.
That's
And
it.
everything they do is to get reelected.
That's
And
it.
they need money to get reelected.
That's it.
And who can give them money to help get reelected more than businessmen?
Mhm.
Because y'all got the money to put in their campaign. That's one thing we don't do. We don't invest in their campaign. So when we call, they call on them. They're like, well, the chamber's giving me this, or the chamber want that, and they gonna help me get money to get back in. Because y'all ain't gonna do shit.
See?
But talk.
Right.
I mean, just a fact. I'm just telling you what it is. Then they'll go to your church and give you a proclamation and give you this and give you that and make you feel good. And they ain't done nothing. You ain't got nothing in your pocket. You can't pay no rent, no light bill, no gas bill, no car, no nothing.
No attention.
No, so what I'm saying to you guys is you got the information, you got the power, use it.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Tomeka.
Greg.
Thank you.
Greg, right here.
I'm sorry, y'all. I don't make no apologize. I'm a country preacher. Y'all got to start doing something, damn it.
He an OG preacher.
Absolutely. What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna leave him right here with Maurice. Maurice, can you take Eddie's cards? I'm gonna leave my cards with him. He one of my union members, so he know me real well. He'll make sure y'all get in touch with me. And we will definitely, cause we definitely need to do this.
Yes.
Oh, we can see y'all on the 15th too.
Yes.
Ray Finn.
Fan, it's a fan, not bend, not bend, not swing, not hand. It's fan. What you need when you wanna be cool. It's a fan. She got it, she got it.
Okay, I'm gonna run through these PowerPoints. We talked about it conceptually, you understand. I wanna show you the business plan that I was telling about. 3 years ago, I showed this plan. I've updated a little bit, but this plan got me 3 investors, 40 million and up, like people trying to really give me some money. I even had one young lady, she got money from Hong Kong through an inheritance, and she was moving an instrument over to America, and it was maybe about $60 million. And my project leveraged the money to get released because everything is about the Affordable Care Act. Every business is in it.
Wow.
I mean, when HP does Medicaid for the state of Georgia. HP, they separated their business, HP and Hewlett Packard, just to do ACA. You understand? IBM, in it, big time. All of them. They've been doing it. Xerox was the one that first created the layout of how you're gonna walk into the marketplace with your shopping cart. They were the first one in 2010. Everybody's in it. ADP, boom, they in it big time. Real big.
All right. I don't want to slow your presentation down, but remember we were talking, and I presented that same question, and it's kind of where you're going with the media, with the news, and everything that's going on with the ACA looking as if it's under attack or it's about to be wiped out. Can you kind of share what you shared with me about that?
Yeah, it's too much money for for any of the corporate. If the corporations if ACA was getting repealed, corporate America would be losing their mind. Behind the scenes, there is movement in progress. We are reaching 2020, and that's what's happening. The president that we have now is just having a conversation about repealing it. You can't repeal it because it's constitutionally sound, it's law. You have to go to the Constitution and they have to overturn their own decision, which they ain't gonna do. He only can get one person in the Supreme Court. You only got one nominee he can put in there. The rest of them used to doing things the way they've been doing them. They ain't gonna switch up. They old school, old fashioned. And he want to privatize it. Because the government shouldn't be in the Affordable Care Act. They shouldn't be talking insurance on the phone to these people. They're customer service reps and they're talking about deductibles. And these people are not getting full disclosure because these people don't know how to deliver it. All that money they gave out for them navigators was a joke. Not one of them did anything. I work with them. They do nothing. It was just money to be given. There was no education outreach. I mean, Seedco got $2.3 million and nothing happened. You understand? And it's for our community. But sometimes when black people get money like that, they never had it like that, and nobody's there to guide them, they make really, really bad decisions.
Yeah.
And then they get in trouble, like Atlanta schools, how they got charged with all that teacher stuff. Well, Gwinnett County does the same thing. We lived in Gwinnett County. They help probe those kids to the right answer all the way. But when Atlanta did it, they did it, and they didn't do it the way they did it, so they got in trouble, So a lot of times we just get in trouble because we don't know that what they're doing, we can do, we just have to do it in an ethical way. It's not laws, really, it's our ethics. And I learned from a white person, ethics belong to you. And you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do for your people.
That's it.
If it means checking the box and say you know somebody for 10 years, and bring that premium down, you check that box. They taught me that ethics belong to you. You're raised with morals and principles, and put them all together and make a good decision for your people. So I was taught that in my career, like ethics belong to me. But I want to show you guys in this presentation real quick just how much money is on the table. But not only just ACA, Medicare too, we sleep on Medicare. I mean, if you're an agency owner, you should be getting $450 every app for Medicare. You get 5 apps in 1 month, how much? And then you get 210 residual. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we got senior high rises, and we broke. You know, it don't make sense. Let me run through this real quick. I believe in insurance innovation. I believe in taking insurance companies, taking insurance agents, taking consumers, and making them whole through education. Not through creating something new, but taking what's already being done and make them whole with what they got. So being innovative in insurance. So with insurance companies, you have consumers and businesses, you have traditional companies, and then you have innovative models. Some people in here have models they've built. They built a financial wealth model, a model about different things in insurance that can be added into this model. The model that I created is for other people to add to it. It's not like most models. Most models you just do what they tell you to do. And if you don't follow it, then you fail. This model is you do what the core of it tells you to do, and then you add your own special touch to make it really, really yours. So when you represent a model that you kind of built, not a model that somebody told you to do, and it don't fit your uniqueness as an individual. So what we are as a company, I started this company back in 2007. It'd be 10 years on February the 7th, 2017, yeah. And I started it because when I saw that $500 million check from WellCare, and I saw it was for the black community, I said, somebody gotta go get in these rooms, man. And because I had made my way to the top, and when you at the top, it is lonely, because ain't no black people around, that's the truth. Ain't nobody in your culture, nothing. You just up there with some people, and you gotta go get some more people and diversify that top. Because you be like, where's my people? This is fun. You wanna bring your cousin, you wanna bring people, but ain't nobody there, and then they don't know your culture, because it ain't enough for you to teach you. You know, white folks, they really need to learn from us about how to do business with us. I've taught white people how to do business, and they go, I didn't even know. And it changes their perspective, because all they got is television. They don't have anything real coming from us, you know? So I've been in it and our mission, our whole mission is to be the leader in the insurance industry. We're trying to position, this company will become Lloyd's of London for black people. That is the goal. So the whole process here that I'm giving you is an underwriting, is a model that you use to ensure you not only make money with your client, but you educate them and you employ them through the economic platform. So right here, just run through it. We have 1,500 shares of stock in the state of Ohio, we're a corporation. We are the only female, black-owned, multi-line insurance company in history. They let me in, boy. They let me in, buddy. And I'm within, boy. So we sell all lines. We have our own product. Mr. Rodney, now don't let him sit here and think he ain't somebody. He got his own product as a black person.
Wow.
His own health care product. Mr. Rodney. So just us knowing that, hey, we have black people with products that they built, they underwrite, they can put our people in, the money comes back. I mean, you think about it. We get the commission. The commission go in the black bank. You understand what's happening? It never leaves the black bank. They leave it to the black community. They buy from the black. We keep the money going. We are the only group that get immediate income and passive income immediately. We get our residual the next month. So that residual can be making money off money off money off money if we keep having that initial income. If we keep closing deals to get the big checks, the residual will be there. And we can fill the flock off that residual because we don't really need it. We're getting monthly money every time, you know? So we don't really need it. So we did 10 years of research. We have a corporate social responsibility core. I was trained under the affirmative action. I got corporate jobs during that time. So corporate social responsibility is something that's supposed to be really real, but it's real on paper. Companies don't really enact it. It's just like something you read and be like, oh, this is great. but you never see nothing. But one thing we used to do back then is in corporate America, we would put on our shirts and volunteer. And that's what we're gonna have these companies do. They're gonna bring all their corporate people out to our event and give us that labor. Because they used to do that. We used to go out and all kind of stuff, put on our shirts, they paying the people. And they're corporate people inside of the company coming out to volunteer in the community. I don't know why they don't do it anymore, but we used to do that. So this is all about the company. In 2013, well, you see in 2012, what happened? The Supreme Court mandated, and that's when we launched a pilot program in Ohio. We had 63 people participate. Black people show up for training, not get paid. They wouldn't give us the OJT money either because the white man's wife was doing the same thing I was doing. So he told me that right in my face. But we did it. Out of 63 people, 6 people stayed. Other people had to get jobs, all kind of no money. You know, if you're not funding a training program, black folks can't keep coming. But out of the 6 people that got certified, they have jobs. They have done nothing but keep climbing the corporate ladder because of the certification they got. They were very skeptical because most black people don't certify other black people. We always go to white folks for certification and think their paper is gold. But black people can certify black people. If you got more than 20 years, you can certify anybody. Put a seal on it, put a piece of paper. It's just as good as gold, honey. You don't have to go through nothing extra. You ain't got to do nothing. You just got to have the capability, the skill set, and the background to say, I can do that. I used to have Republicans coming to my events, and I used to have to call the police. And you can, because you're an agent. They're enticing a riot. You say, you're inducing a riot, you got to go. I can do this. I have federal credentials from the federal government. I can say whatever I want to say. So you have to know that, because they're going to try to stop you from doing it. You're helping. When you're helping, you know, society doesn't want you to really help. So we launched that program. We got people jobs. We even applied for the Navigator grant. We knew we wouldn't get it, but we wanted to see what would happen. So I've been involved in the Navigator. I've been training people in the Navigator. I met Miss Angela back in 2013, training, how many was it, you guys?
I probably had about 75, 80 there.
Yep, I trained them on ACF in 2013 before anybody even knew anything about it. I showed them how to be application counselors at first, and then I said, you know what, then the sub-agents, and then I said, you know what, you guys need to be agents and brokers, and they became agents and brokers, just like that. And they're very successful. She does very well. She's created a coordinating of benefits type of way of doing business, so she deal with the client from a humanitarian perspective versus a product perspective. So she's been able to really learn it early and use it and make it work for her and understand the rules. So we did that, and then we started doing more. We did Emory. We sat on the board with Emory, dealing with transportation with the black community, because as you know, Humana covers what? Transportation now, wigs. Honey, Humana cover wigs. Okay, because of the medical loss ratio. 80% of every dollar you give to that insurance company got to be spent on your health. And when it ain't, you got to get your money back. So those rebates are coming. It's just, you know, insurance companies don't want to give up that money. But y'all gonna start getting those rebates, and so is your clients. So be aware of that. The next year or two, people say, I got a check from the insurance company. They're gonna be scared to cash it because they're gonna think it's a refund. But it's a rebate because they're owed their money back through the new healthcare law. So we did that. We went down to South Carolina. We sat on the Proctor Creek Stewardship Council because mold is not regulated by law. Did not know that. And that's why black people got asthma and roaches in their house because of water. So when you walk in there and you see that, you already know it's mold. You see a dark spot, you know it's mold. First thing you do is you're going to refer them to the homeowner agency, people that deal with homeowners. They're going to look at the policy, see if the coverage there. Coverage there, you file the claim. Don't file a claim you ain't going to get coverage for, because all claims go into what? A clue report. Doesn't matter. And now they got a new one, you guys. They could tell if you're taking your drugs, honey. I couldn't believe it. They don't know your disease. You could say I ain't got nothing wrong with me, and they know you taking a pressure pill. It's amazing, man. They on some other stuff. So you gotta teach black people stop lying, because they gonna find out anyway. You know what I'm saying? So don't lie. You sick. You know, you tell you have black people how much you weigh. They be 300 pounds saying I weigh 150. You looking at them like I weigh 175. Like this is impossible. Like, quit doing this to yourself, because you're not going to get anywhere. They're going to know it. So tell the truth, because when the underwriter gets an honest application, they process it better.
Yeah.
But when it's things missing,
Yeah.
boxes,
Yeah.
questions,
Yes.
it is a different ballgame.
That's
Because
right.
they don't want to work, remember.
Thank you.
They don't want to work. They're in the office. They're showing pictures of the vacation.
Thank you.
They get 15 PTO days and 2 weeks vacation. They ain't working, honey. You know. So that's what we did. Then we started in 2013 working with Hispanics. But then we started really working with the Hispanic Health Coalition of Georgia and making sure that the blacks who are Spanish, but decide to say they black because they skin dark, actually get to connect to their own resources when they come to our event. And they're there, and the Spanish people will come, because we all see them. They don't speak no English, but they're there.
Right.
You're like, well, who told them to come? But they're coming because there's music,
Right.
you know, it's culture.
Right.
And they got some music on, I smell the food,
Right.
and they're there.
Right.
So we're able to, under the model, pass out culturally appropriate information.
Right.
Doesn't matter if they don't speak our language, here you go.
Thank you.
So that way they could come back, because we get somebody to speak Spanish. I mean, that's not hard at all. So we did that, and then we developed the software, and that'll come out. But basically, the reason we did what we did is because the problem with insurance is written beyond consumers' understanding. Everything is definitions, and nobody knows we're speaking 200-year-old language.
Right.
Nobody knows what we're talking about.
Right.
So how do we deal with that?
Right.
It's in an abundance. Everywhere they turn, they're like, oh my God, do I got the right thing? I don't know. My friend said this. The news said this. The media say this. I don't know. The commercial say final expense. Do I need final expense? It's in an abundance, right? And then understaffed. I've been on the other side. It is hard to keep people at the job.
Yeah.
You hire 20 people, you end up with 5, man. And that's the truth.
Yeah.
And you just, and on the other side, insurance companies, they have a very hard time with staff. So they're understaffed. So what happens? Lack of understanding leads to premature cancellations, and we all get chargebacks because of it. So with the 3E model and the unique software, and you'll see that when it's finished, and the center person care services, and I'll show you that presentation, we're able to support them, not compete with insurance companies. Our goal is to support them through protecting our culture, our community, and making sure they have all the benefits and services that's offered to them, no matter who's the company. So it'll lead to 100% satisfaction if you have the required support to deal with these particular issues that the insurance companies have problems with, okay? So you know about the 3E. So this right here is a little bit more. It's helping the consumer make the right choice the first time. And customer satisfaction, we used to compete for J.D. Power Associate Awards, ISO 9000. All this stuff you hear, in corporate America, it is big. It is very important, and it leads to millions of dollars, and it leads to $10,000 increase in your paycheck. So you be on this stuff, and you learn what it takes to be the winner. And it takes to be the winner is the first time that you help somebody, be the last time you help them. That's what it takes to be the winner. Because if you got to help them over and over again, you ain't doing nothing. It's like you're wasting your time.
Yes.
It's the first time you help them. And then you match them. You say, okay, you may think you need disability income, but really you need a long-term care policy. You sick. You really sick. Like some people, they're sick and they just don't understand what it's going to take to keep them alive financially. Like you already sick and you 42. You had a heart problem.
Yep.
You had this. I mean, honestly, I had a stroke in 05. I was able to recover because I worked with such doctors that was able to tell me the truth about healthcare. So I was able to recover, but I can't get nothing because I had a stroke. They don't want me. I got a claim in the system. I can't get nothing. I have to get it through other ways, even though I'm an agent. So it doesn't, people got, a lot of these young people, especially black men who don't go to the doctor, get them the life insurance.
Yes.
They didn't even have a claim. Don't start the claim yet.
Right.
Don't make the doctor's appointment yet.
Right.
Write them 100,000 real
Right.
quick.
Real
Who
right.
cares what he tells you?
Thank
It's
you.
not in the database.
Nope.
Your ethics belong to you.
Yes.
You decide, and then you go ahead and give him a physical.
Yes.
Because something might come up, but at least he got 100,000
Thank
worth of
you.
UL.
Thank
They
you.
ain't paying really nothing because
Thank
he's
you.
straight.
Thank you.
Black men are so, like you can sell great insurance to black men.
Yeah.
And that's the truth, man.
That's it.
You really can. Black women, we done been to the doctor, had babies, claims all over the place.
Right.
We got too many claims. But black men, they don't have that.
Right.
And they don't have those high levels of life insurance
That's
to
right.
leave for their family either.
Right.
So when you walk in and the person say, I ain't never been to the doctor, say, let me get you some life insurance.
Thank you.
Let me help you out real quick. So making sure we matching them.
Yeah.
Because that's a match. You
Yeah.
saw the opportunity We said this would be better if we go with life first, then we do the physical next.
Right,
That way if something going on, you got this life insurance that can't cancel.
that's it.
Especially people getting out of jail. They're the most healthiest people on the
You
planet.
got that right.
You know, they got decent credit scores. They had one address for 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, it may sound crazy, but it's very true. Very, very true. And they're very good on paper, you know, unless the state, you know, charges them a fee and put it on a credit report. And then we stimulate the workforce and community. The main important thing that I do is ethics, integrity. Like, I make sure no one can stop the game, because it's going to keep changing. And somebody got to be like, And I've been working with the state and the federal on compliance, so they kind of know me. So then these are some of the products things we educate people on in the agency. This is the community benefit specialist. You'll see more of that, but this is how we deliver it as agents. We are not insurance agents. We are specialists in our community that have benefits. That's what we are. So this is where the money is. So this is when I was working with those investors, I had showed them, this is how much money I need to hire people. Now I'll have 67 people per state paying $2 million to these people, and look what they're doing. Things that need to be done.
Right.
Things that you can get a job in insurance companies with these credentials, just like this. Just like this. And as you see, we have a youth. A lot of parents can't work, but their kids can through social media. And if you keep the income low, you could pay the child, and the family could keep their benefits, food stamps and things like that. So having young people is so important to your social media, to your platform. You gotta have the young people up in there. So I showed them this, and let's go through this, go through this, go through this. Okay, this is the 50 states. This is this year, 29 million Americans to be enrolled. I showed them all this. These are the laws, medical loss ratio. They're doing bundle of payments now. So you guys, clients, when we call you, talk about, what is this episode care? I don't know what they're talking about. It's new conversation.
Right.
Tort is the new malpractice. So when you're dealing with doctors, tell them no more malpractice. You got to cause injury of $250,000 or greater to sue a doctor now. But they still think it's malpractice. The decrease in the GDP, you know, ACA did that. It keeps doing that over and over again. And establishment of ACO, Accountable Care Organization. When you're out dealing with providers, you want to kind of throw it out there. Are you in compliance? Because a lot of these doctors are going to be shut down.
Can you go back to that one?
Sure. Oh, I'll send you guys that. Okay, I'll send you guys that. I'm just running through it. So these are who is not in. No, these are who's in. These states have created their own ACA kind of login thing for their state, and they're the ones that deal with the subsidy, not the tax credit. Okay? So these states, these are only very small states that participated. That's it. Now these states decided they ain't doing nothing. They did not accept the Medicaid. They did not accept the stuff. So these states are not in. Yeah, they're not in. So what happened is, because of the new healthcare law, we have a new police department. Just like the Patriot Act got the, what is it called, Homeland Security?
Right.
Obama created the Consumer Information and Insurance Oversight. The Department of Insurance in the state of Georgia has a consumer assistance website where you can file complaints. That's part of it. So these will be people going to lock up, and they got guns like ATF and all that stuff, jackets and all that stuff. And they're going to be locking up all those people. Like these governors that, you know, that one governor in Texas that did the lullaby and was talking, didn't want to do ACA, they all broke federal laws. So once these people launch what they're going to do, they're going to lock up a lot of people. But this is who you call for any questions about compliance under the new healthcare law. You can call them and ask them, is it okay for you to do that? Is it okay for somebody else to do something you saw? They're the boss, okay? And then the Centers for Medicare, Medicaid, everybody knows CMS and stuff and what they do. Now before, CMS didn't have all these. Private insurance is the new box. They didn't have that on their page. So now they're over private insurance companies. And they wasn't before. They were just over Medicare, Medicaid. Okay, now in Georgia, as of 2016, we have 305,000 uninsured people. 25,000 apiece, I think we could do that in the state of Georgia. 74% of them are not even white. They're African, they're Spanish, and they're Black American, Asian, all the other races. See the numbers in Tennessee, but look at our number though. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's more than everybody else's.
Yeah.
Like, look at Alabama, they doing way better than us.
Yeah.
Something wrong with that picture.
Yeah.
And this came from Kaiser too. So this was back in 2013. This shows that 3.5 million people turned 65 in 2013. You know how many is in Atlanta? I mean, you know how many seniors in Atlanta alone? We just don't have the right access. Nobody's saying, here go a key, open that door, there's 100,000 folks in there for you. And that's what we have now. Mr. Gregg is definitely one of those people that have the access. And he has friends like him who want us to do our job, which is make sure we educate people. Get them in the right product and show them how to get into business, whatever business it is, okay? So then we looked at the Affordable Care Act. Most carriers change this now. They pay whatever they want to pay. I mean, Kaiser pays a flat rate. Humana pay, who knows what you get paid anymore. And Better pays what, $12 a person a month?
Wow.
We used to make like 15, man, we used to make money, man. You know, so look, this is what I showed them. 1,000 seniors will lead you to $413,000. 1,000 seniors. How many seniors in your high rise, Miss Barbara? How many seniors?
100.
100 in one high rise. All you need is 1,000 to make that kind of money. 100,000 people ACA. You know ACA, I'll show you guys too when we work together. You can close them in 7 minutes. I close people in 7 minutes. Full compliance, 7 minutes. Because as an agent, you already know the answer. You've already probed the client, you already did your underwriting through conversation and using the form to collect the data. So if you're incarcerated, you don't even ask people that stupid question. Are you pregnant? You're a man? You just gotta skip them. You know what I'm saying? You run through them all, just click, 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 click. They don't need to hear all that. And that's why you have access to the back door. So you can click, 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 click through for them. You don't have to see everything like that. Look at life insurance. 50,000 people, $26 million. How many people ain't got life insurance, Rodney?
Quite a few.
Rodney know those numbers. No life insurance. Across the United States, all races. It ain't even just black people.
Nope.
All people
Thank you.
don't have these things. So you think about these numbers working collectively.
Yeah.
You doing Medicare, you doing health, you doing life, you doing annuities, you doing retirement, you doing supplement. You know what I'm saying? Auto, home. Having those platforms, you get those clients because everybody pretty much drives a car, so they have auto. A lot of people own a home. Everybody got to get health insurance.
Got to.
They got a parent that's over 65 or somebody in the family. You always got it, no matter what. The household, black people got all your people in that house. You just got to go in the house and get the data. And then they're going to see your face. And then they're going to say, my cousin, my neighbor. And just take your time. Don't rush yourself. Take your time with them. So
Tomeka, when's the last day to sign up for the ACA?
today is the last day for ACA. However, we have something for you guys in a minute. But these are some of the products and stuff. We'll just run through it real quick, okay? So that was the business plan that I showed.